In the previous video, we discussed the planned marches on 30 June and why it makes sense to stay informed and be prepared for possible disruptions. Today, I want to take that conversation a step further. No politics or doom predictions. I want to expand on something that can have a very real impact on your safety. Knowing when it's time to create distance from a developing problem. Before we continue, it's important to clarify what I mean by that. I'm not talking leaving town, grabbing your bug out bags, or even prepping for the end of civilization. I'm talking about something a lot simpler than that. It can be as simple as just taking a different route home, or leaving a shopping center earlier than you planned, or simply avoiding an area where tensions appear to be rising. Basically, it's about prioritizing your safety and the safety of your loved ones. Having worked with Fortis Proactive Defense Solutions since 2009, one of the most important things that I've learned about risk is that it very rarely, if ever, arrives with a warning sign that says, danger starts here. If you look at incidents involving public unrest or public disorder, protests, stampedes, looting, or even just major traffic disruptions, there is usually a period beforehand where warning signs are present. We talk about indicators. A much larger police presence, for instance, you hear chanting somewhere. 10,000 voices all singing together tend to carry quite a distance. Indicators provide information. If you care to take notice, information gives you options. And options mean you can make informed decisions sooner instead of blindly reacting to sudden emergencies. This is the main advantage of being prepared. It means you can create distance between yourself and a problem sooner without giving in to that very human trait of demanding to be absolutely certain first. No waiting until the crowd suddenly starts running or the roads are completely blocked. We are curious beings by nature, so it means overriding your urge to stay and find out how the story ends. Prepared people simply recognize the uncertainty and choose a better option. Now, let's talk about crowds. The challenging thing about crowds is that crowds have a way of changing very quickly. From a behavioral point of view, crowds don't think the same way individuals do. Psychology researchers often refer to concepts like emotional contagion, de-individuation, or simply crowd psychology. And yes, it is actually a real thing. In simple terms, people in groups become more influenced by the emotions and actions of those around them and less anchored to their own individual judgment. That means calm can spread. And on the flip side, so can panic and frustration and aggression. People in a crowd start following behavior. They follow movement. They react to what others are doing. And this is why crowds can shift direction or intensity very quickly, sometimes without most individuals fully understanding why. It doesn't mean crowds are automatically dangerous. It means they are unpredictable in both motion and emotion, particularly when pressure begins to build. And once you are physically inside that environment, your ability to control your movement and your timing and your options becomes significantly reduced. It's about understanding that small warning signs often appear before larger problems. And it's about making good decisions while you still have options. Pay attention to what's happening around you. It helps, for starters, to keep your nose out of your phone. You don't have to stay and see what happens. Get away from the problem. Let someone else become the spectator. Your objective isn't to witness the event. You can leave that to the media. Your objective is to get home safe and hug your loved ones.